Hey crochet friends, it's me, Jonah, and Black Friday will be here before you know it. And with that said, on Hobbii.com, if you use my special code, you get an extra 5% off Hobbie's already reduced prices. And that means it's a perfect time to look back on just a few of the items I've designed for Hobbii. Let's look at the first item. It's this colorful bucket hat. And this bucket hat is perfect for summer. You use one color for the background and you use whatever colors you'd like for the sewn on colorful edition. You can make it solid, you can use up scraps, you can use it for your sports team, school colors, whatever you'd like to do. Here, I just used up colors that I thought would look really cool together, and I love the way it turned out. And then on the bottom here, you do a fun reverse single crochet on top of the fabric, so you get a cool little curled edge that turns out wavy at the bottom. And the background stitch is pretty beginner friendly. It's single crochet, and then you do some 2 single crochets in one stitch and skip the next, so it won't be too difficult to figure out. And then in terms of the actual stitching or embroidery technique, it's just wrapping the yarn around with a needle around a group of 2 stitches, and then you skip 2 and continue that around. And the yarn I used, for the base anyway, or the background, is the Rainbow Cotton 8/6. And in that pattern, I used this gray, but you can see that they have so many different colors. You could use this bright orange to make a really fun and vibrant summer hat. You could use a more burnt orange for a fall hat, or this navy, which would be really cool. And then if you don't want to just use up your scraps for the embroidery, Hobbii has a perfect option for you. It's their Friends Cotton 8/4 mini packs. So you get 10 different colors of their Cotton 8/4 in these little mini skeins, which is just absolutely perfect for sewing on that color. It's just so ideal. And make sure to use my code if you're going to buy this yarn to make this sun hat. And it's just so stylish, and you can even skip spots so that there's a little more space in between your embroidery, or embroider on more, whatever you'd like. And that brings us to our next pattern. And this is arguably one of my most loved and used patterns. This is a pattern that is named after my older brother Leif. It's the Leif Shirt. And I guess that you guys have probably seen this one before, but I just wanted to bring it back up because it was so popular. And this uses 2 Hobbii yarns. It uses Friends Cotton Silk and then the Olivin yarn. So it's kind of like an airy light polo, but it uses a 2 double crochet granny stitch that's worked in rows and then kind of like in a mitered fashion as well. And then you work the sleeve on, going up and down adjacent to the fabric. And then the collar is put on afterwards, and it's buttoned down the center. In this piece, I used clear buttons, but you can do whatever you'd like. And I used the Friends Cotton Silk, which is a blend of course, cotton and silk, because I just love the touch of class that it adds. And you can really see the texture of the silk in a bit of a difference to the 50 cotton and 50 linen blend of the Olivin yarn. And it's so breathable and lightweight. It's perfect for the summer, fall, and spring months. So if I grab the Olivin and Friends Cotton Silk yarns, you can see that they're the ideal yarns for 3 months out of the year, every month except winter, because you can double them up, you can use a smaller or bigger hook, and they come in so many different colors. You have to go to Hobbii.com to check them out. And the Friends Cotton Silk, it's so soft because of that touch of silk, and it has like a unique texture to it. It's kind of, it's not a boucle by any means, but that strand wrapped around it, it makes it feel kind of bumpy in a way, but it's so smooth at the same time. It's so hard to describe, you have to get some for yourself. Then the Olivin yarn, I love the way that it's kind of twisted, so it's marled. It's just beautiful yarn. I really recommend you make the Leif Shirt, because you can choose the buttons you'd like, you can pair any colors together. And I wanted to congratulate all the people that did make the Leif Shirt and sent me pictures. You guys did a wonderful job. I loved your colors, your stitch tension, and your projects turned out immaculate in my opinion. And then last but not least is a pattern that's brand new. This is my Bobble baby blanket. Here it is. This is one that I really like because of how versatile it is. And it's not just, of course, for babies, because I made it a little bit bigger so they can continue using it until they're toddlers and even after that. And the yarn I used is this Honey Bunny Candy. And of course, this yarn is just so squishy and soft. And it's 85% polyester and 15% polyamide. And it has this gorgeous little tweed running through it and the little dots on there. It's just great for baby blankets. It's just exactly what it wants to be made into. And it's a bulkier yarn, so it works up really quickly. And it has so many fun colors, plus the speckle running through it. And I made it into a baby blanket because it's the perfect yarn for a baby blanket. It's soft, it's washable, it's durable as well. But once it's crocheted up, it almost has kind of a velvety feel or appeal to it. And bobbles, it's great for a baby. They can feel them, it adds a bit of texture, and it adds some weight to the blanket as well for a sense of security. And then once I made one section, I transitioned and made the next section in the opposite or reverse colors, and I continued that all the way through. And then for a basic but classic border when it comes to baby blankets, I put on a rib stitch and then continued that around through the corner and all the way around the blanket. So those are the 3 patterns that I have to show you today. And if you want to make any of them, whether it's this amazing bucket hat or this baby blanket, or what seems to be the most popular, even with the Chicago Bobble cardigan in mind, and this is the Leif Shirt. Oh, that's another thing. You definitely have to go check out the Chicago Bobble cardigan. That uses the big, thick Udon yarn from Hobbii, which is 55% acrylic and 45% wool, if I'm not mistaken. And that was my debut pattern. That's a big, chunky cardigan and has big, thick bobbles on the side and balloon cuffs and a big collar. You really have to check that one out. But if you want to make any of these, now is your chance to go to hobbii.com and make sure to use my code because you get an extra 5% off the already reduced prices. Crochet away, friends.